gosh. If I could go back 10 years, what would I tell myself? I'm gonna go down to the docks. I told you we'd go down to the docks, but there is no docks at the moment because it's winter time. So I'm just gonna chill here like this and chat about it. 10 years ago, if I could tell that guy anything, I would say to quit thinking so much. I did a lot of time overthinking about everything. And I think what thinking did for me was delay what I was gonna do anyway. Sometimes by years. I've been thinking about making YouTube videos for 2.5 years now, almost 3 years. And I'm just now, wow, there's lots of rocks. I should probably stop moving so much. I'm just now getting into it regularly. I follow YouTubers that have only been around for a couple years, you know, they've only been doing it for a couple years. So it's like, if I'd have been doing it for a couple years now, and would have been able to show people, literally show people what it's been like. But I was scared to, you know, like I was afraid to. I overthought everything because I'm like, well, I don't want to look like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to look like I'm scared. I don't want to look like I'm all these things that I actually am, because you see other people and they don't really show that much. But that's kind of been my presence, I guess, if you will call it that. My online presence has been, well, I'm vulnerable. I tell people I'm scared. Like, why shouldn't I show it? And I guess that's because it makes it more real. And if I could tell myself anything, I'd be like, dude, just show it. Because if for nothing else, I would love to watch myself transform. I think that would be incredible. It would be really, really cool to look back and actually see it. Honestly, it'd be a great learning tool. And shit, there's rocks down here. Careful. Another thing would be to embrace your weirdness. That is what people love about you. I'm just gonna call it a weirdness, but I don't mean that in a negative connotation at all. What I mean that in a really brilliant way, because our uniqueness, if you want to call it that, is what people fall in love with. We're scared to show that off. We want to kind of conform. We truly don't, even though we show that we do. And those of us that don't necessarily show it, we're quiet in public. It's not because we're socially inept, and it's not because, you know, we're truly just messed up people. It's just because we're kind of scared to show our true colors, if you will. Think if George Lucas never embraced his weirdness and didn't write, you know, didn't direct and whatever, Indiana Jones or Star Wars. Like, what if George Lucas never made Star Wars or wrote Star Wars? What if he was scared to tell people that he made up this galaxy far, far away a long time ago, and all these crazy ass creatures, and this dude that chops off his arm and turns... In all rights, that's pretty fucking crazy. You know what I mean? And so what if he was just like talked himself out of it? Or what if he surrounded himself with negative people that were just like, dude, that's stupid, you should go see a psychiatrist? Same thing with J.K. Rowling. Like, what if J.K. listened to people that were like, well, you're stupid? Or what if she surrounded herself by those type of people? Or she convinced herself, when she was in that dark place where she started writing this, what if she convinced herself that she was crazy and that this was stupid and she needed to just like be somebody civilized and have a solid job? Like, I think about that a lot, and I'm like, man, not that I'm comparing, I would never compare myself to George Lucas or JK. Like, I'm a huge fantasy dude, if you haven't noticed, but like, I'm just using that as a reference. I just think about that. I'm like, these guys are weird, crazy concepts, or just like Dr. Seuss. His shit is so bizarre. SpongeBob SquarePants, like, nobody in their right mind would write these things. And number 3, stop asking for permission. Better yet, don't ask for permission at all. Might be my number 1. No, definitely not my number 1, but it could be number 3. Let's just roll with that since that's the 3rd one I thought of. It's not worth it. You don't need it, especially for what you want to do. You've never been one to conform. You've never been one to, you know, do the 2.5 kids with a 2.5 car garage and a whatever, you go to college and all that. I'm a 3-time college dropout. I shouldn't even The first time I knew, before the first time I knew, before I wasted $30,000+, it'll probably be $60,000 by the time I'm done paying for it. I should have known. I did know, but I tried to fit in. I tried to seek that validation. It's just stupid. I knew better. I don't want to do that. And it's not because I don't want to be successful. It's not because that I'm stupid. It's not because, you know, like I was terrible in school, but I love learning. I love learning. I was terrible in school. I didn't understand it. It didn't make any sense to me. I didn't you know, the whole idea. And I could never get into it. I could never get into the idea of spending 30 years of my life paying off for a house to live in. Like, why would I do that? No shade on anybody that does that and that's their life's ambitions. Like, by all means, go for it. But that's just not me, man. Like, I don't understand why I did that. So don't. When you're 22 years old and you have this gut feeling that that's not where you're supposed, especially now with the internet and all these resources that we have, you don't need to do what you think others want you to do because they don't care. And not that they don't care what you do in a sense where, like, couldn't care less about you as a person, but they don't care. They're gonna love you if they love you, and they're not gonna love you if they don't, no matter what you do. So do what you love and love what you do, and stop seeking validation. You're never gonna get it the way you want it anyway. In the past 10 years, I have never gotten permission the way that I thought I wanted it, and I've never gotten validation in the way that I wanted it. And not to say that people haven't supported me, not to say that I haven't gotten love and all that, because I have. It's really hard for me to understand a lot of it. And I know that doesn't make sense. We can get into that later on in life, but not in this video. Those are my 3 tips for you as a 22-year-old dude, Adam, because you need to hear it. You know, I wish I would have known that. Airplane. I wonder how bad that sounds. I guess we'll find out. If you're out here starting out or you know, kind of at a big transition point in your life or just need to hear something, you don't actually need to hear it. You don't need to know it. You just need to follow your gut, follow your heart, whatever it is. Especially nowadays, there's no reason for you to conform to anything that you think somebody else thinks about you, because first of all, they probably don't care. They don't think anything about you. They'll just accept you or they'll hate you. Doesn't matter, because they're gonna do that anyway. Hope that helps. Like, comment, subscribe. What else do you do on here? I don't know. I'm kind of brand new to this. I've only done a handful of videos, so let me know how you feel about them in the comments. I don't know what else. I guess that's about it. I should probably go do something else.